Hello, this is Rachel with Rachel's Wig Reform. I have another brand new wig to show you today. I purchased this wig with my own funds from Pretty Wigs to You. That is an online retail store owned by Heather Scott. She is fabulous to work with. She is based in Canada and she features Jon Renau wigs. She has also allowed me to offer a 15% discount to anybody watching this video who orders from her. You would just use discount code Rachel15. And I will have all of that in the description box below the video, the link to her website, along with the name of the wig, the color, and the coupon code to order from Heather. Because she is Canadian based, when you first go on her site, you will see all the funds in the Canadian dollar. There's a little drop tab up at the top that you can switch that over to our currency, and then you will see that price. Also, don't freak out when you're in the checkout part of your order. If it's showing in Canadian dollars, it will show that, but it does transition back to US dollars. So you're not going to be overcharged. I've ordered several wigs from Heather. So the wig today that I'm showing you is by Jon Renau. It's called January. And I ordered her again in the color Martini, which is also 101 F4 8T. Sorry, there's a little glare on there. This is the brand new January hand-tied cap. So I have purchased a couple January wigs from Jon Renau, but it was in their original cap version, which I'm going to show you right here. So the original January had a full monofilament top and then just an open weft cap, a basic cap on it, and a lace front. Now, I love the full monofilament tops because I can then part my hair wherever I want to part it, and you're not just restricted to a left monofilament part option. Now, with the new January, they made this a 100% hand-tied cap, and this is the best of the best. So you can see it is still a full monofilament top, full lace front, but all the hair through here is 100% hand-tied. So just to show you a comparison in the two wigs. Also, the difference is with this wig, if you separate the hair through the back area here, you will see wefts. With a full hand-tied cap, if the wind blows and it blows your hair up, and it's going to look like scalp underneath the wig. So this is just your top of the line cap. What I noticed about this right away, I have not brushed her or anything yet. She is right out of the box, is that the density of the hair is way better than the original cap, and the permatease is not there. I can tell already that it's not. Now, what permatease is it gives the wig like lift. It would be similar to if you took your hair and backcombed it to create like a lift in your hair, and that hair gets kind of in a snarl. It's the same thing with permatease. The only difference is you can't brush it out. It's there. And sometimes permatease can be a little heavy in wigs, and it was in the January caps, the original cap. I had to do a lot of thinning with the permatease. Basically, you have to go in, and instead of brushing out the permatease like you would with your hair, you have to go in and pluck it out to thin it out a little bit. So with this cap, I can tell you right now, we're not going to have to do that. So I'm putting it on, still have the tag on this. This is right out of the box. And this is what they look like when you first put them on out of the box. And you put this on and you think, oh, no way. No, I do not like this wig. This looks ridiculous on me. That's okay. We have to play with them a little bit. So let me get it on. The ear tabs. Let me make sure I got the hairline right. So right now, this still has the crisscross parting in it. A lot of times when you get a wig that is brand new, it will have that in there. You have to make sure that you don't brush that out if you're not going to keep the wig. It's sometimes part of the return policy, so make sure you read all of the vendor's return policies. So I am going to brush this forward and I'm going to get my part put in. I'm always going to use a wide tooth comb. It doesn't pull on the fibers as much, and it won't stretch them. Okay, so sometimes getting this to do what you want it to do can be tricky, and it can be frustrating, and it can be overwhelming, and that's why I'm doing it from start to finish with you. Right out of the box to getting it to work for me. So this martini color, this is the second wig that I've ordered with it. I don't know what it is, but I like it, and it's non-rooted, but I don't know, it just has a great hairline and a part line for it. All right, so I got this over to where I want it to be. Now, sometimes the problem is, how do we get it to stay there? And these curls, you just have to play with them. I can already tell there'll be a lot less work that I'll have to put in to this wig with the hand tie cap versus the original cap. Okay, so what I can see right now is this is a little thick for me, and this is a little thick right here in the bang for me. So I'm just gonna grab my thinning shears real quick, and I'm just gonna grab this thickness that I'm not liking. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna go in there and thin it out. I'm just kind of clipping at where it feels thick. Over here. Again, I'm not pushing these scissors all the way down. I'm just taking a little bit of the edge out. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll go up underneath and I'll go in and take a little bit from the underneath spot. And then brush it out. Still just a little thick right down in here, right in here. I want to soften that curl through there a little bit, and the way to do that is to thin it. Right here, you can tell when you're playing around with it, this part right here is thicker than I want it to be. I'm going to go in underneath and take out some of that. So now, one of the other things that becomes a frustration with wigs is having them fall into your face right here. And there is a way that you can train them to stay out of your face. This is still a little heavy. I'm going to take some more out, because as long as I keep it thinned out, it's going to do what I want it to do. When the hair is just too thick and bulky, it kind of does what it wants to do. And my first few Januaries that I purchased, if I didn't thin it out, there's no way I could have wore them. I would have just sent them back. I feel like I probably took 2/3 of the hair out of the original cap just to get it to lay better for me. Okay, so now I want this hair to start to move away from my face a little bit, and I want the curls to go away from my face. So I'm going to take my hot air brush. I like this because it doesn't get too hot like a blow dryer would. I purchased this at Sally's, and I will put the link in the description box also. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of heat to this to start to get it to move away from my face. So right now this is where it wants to be, but I'll show you what happens with a little bit of heat. So just grab the hair and pull it away from your face. Pull it in the direction that you want it to be, and just lightly apply some heat to it. You can even pull out like a bulky area. If this is too bulky for you, take the hair and pull it down and hit it with some heat. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm constantly moving this. I'm not holding the heat right in one spot. And this heat doesn't get hot enough to damage my wig. This is not a heat defiant wig, so you have to make sure that you are careful. So you can see how it's starting to do what I want it to do with just some basic little tricks. And I want this side to go back. I want that to go back a little bit more. And kind of hold it there too, let it cool off a little bit if it's giving you some trouble. Yeah, that's getting better. A little bit more. You always get these few little flyaway pieces that just drive you bonkers, like this one right here in my eye that I can't seem to find. There it is. I'm just going to pull it out. Again, I'm just maneuvering this a little bit into the direction that I want it to go. And you can see already the difference in how that is laying. No product has even been, I haven't even used any product yet. All I've done is comb this, thin it a little, and applied some heat. And it makes a big difference. Just remember, know that you want to keep the wig before you start doing this stuff to it. Because once you thin it or start to do crazy things to it, it is no longer a returnable wig. So make sure you want the wig before you start doing the stuff that I'm doing to it. And this martini color, again, is a color that I'm just kind of surprised by it. I'm going to turn this off now. This is actually under the gray color wheel. And I was a little nervous when I first ordered it, but I ordered Gabrielle in it in a shorter pixie cut, and then I just decided to go ahead and get the new hand-tied cap by Jon Renau in January. So here's another little trick. This right here, this curl is, it seems a little tighter than this side to me. So give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my attachment, and I'm going to put it onto my hot air brush. And this is just another little trick that you can do. I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to kind of slightly pull that curl out a little bit. Again, this is not on high heat, and this is not a heat defiant wig. So you got to be careful, but this is not getting hot enough to cause any problems. And I'm constantly moving it. And I'll just work with that. I'm kind of just like pressing it and pulling it out. Turn this off. There we go. Now that curl's not so tight in there. It kind of matches this side a little bit more. So again, just one of those little tricks. Oh, all this little fun hair. Now, if you saw my video on plucking out a part in a hairline, these little pieces of hair that fall in your face, like when I do this, these pieces that sort of come right here and want to land in my eye, I take them and I cut them just kind of short, and those create little wispy baby hairs up around by your hairline, and it makes your hairline look a little more natural. Now, I'm honestly not for sure if I'm going to pluck this part in hairline yet. It's not a rooted wig, and for some reason, it doesn't feel as thick through those areas. Now, I could possibly still go in and do it. This right here is still too thick for me, so I'm going to thin her out a little bit more. I'm going to thin this out a little bit more too. And by thinning it, it will also help relax those tighter curls in there. Okay, so what's fun about January is you can take her and put her behind your ear. Get like a little piece here. Pull this down. Pull this back. And kind of do a one side behind your ear, the other side down. Now, what you can do to make this part of your hair look more natural, these ear tabs can be a pain at times. They can look thick and kind of bulky. Just sort of mess that hair up right around there. And then pull like a little piece out here and there. And there. And now that doesn't look so much like an ear tab, just by taking that hair and kind of pulling it away from the tab a little bit. Okay. Now, another thing that you can do, again, I've put no product in this so far, and look at the difference with this wig just from a little thinning, using the airbrush just a little bit, how much difference this is. And I've probably been playing with the wig in total for maybe about 10 to 12 minutes. So, Jon Renau Peace Out Cream. This stuff is amazing. A little goes a long way. Put a little bit in your fingertips and just kind of rub it along your hairline here. And that will help keep those little pieces away. And then I'm just going to put it back here so that hair stays behind my ear. Then you can just put little scrunchies into the curl with that Peace Out cream. To make it work. And man, I'm telling you, I had to work hours on the original cap of January, and this I have managed to get under control in a video. So the hand-tied cap is going to cost you about right around $100 more for this wig, but it is definitely worth it. And will I purchase January in the original cap again? Yes, I will. And let me tell you why. Because if I go on vacation, like a cruise, for example, or a resort, we do a lot of by the pool, on the beach, excursions, different things. I am not going to wear my hand-tied cap out on the beach or out in the hot sun in an excursion where it's going to get sand and all different types of crazy things in it. I am going to purchase one of the original caps of January, take the time to thin it out and make it work, And then that is what I will wear to the beach, by the pool, etc., etc. And then when it's time to get fancy dancy for a dinner, or, you know, a nice restaurant, then I'm going to go ahead and I will put on my hand-tied caps. So hand-tied caps are definitely an investment because they are more money, but they're worth it. They're so comfortable. Let me just show you. So here's just a random part of the wig. And if you get up into it, it doesn't look like a wig. That literally looks like your scalp underneath there. So if you're out in one of these windy days and your hair is blowing all over the place, it's not going to blow up and show the wefts. It's going to look like it's your natural scalp. So that is the difference of what you're paying for. And I do not think these are hotter or more cooler. I think they're a little more comfortable, but okay, look how easy that was. This is January hand-tied cap in color Martini. You can purchase this at Pretty Wigs to You through Heather Scott in Canada. She's a small business-based wig shop, and she does so many amazing things for charity also, and donation of wigs to people who are in need and cannot afford them. So if you can give Heather some of your business, it would be awesome because she really gives back to the community. And again, you can use the code Rachel15 to receive 15% off from your wig. So we will be back soon with some more tips and tricks. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so at Rachel's Wig Reform.